Hello everyone. I can't be with you today because I'm taking the day off for my birthday, but I left you a video for today's lesson. Before we start, a couple of quick reminders. This practice on classifying, adding, and subtracting polynomials will be due on Tuesday when you return after President's Day, as well as the multiplying a monomial by polynomials. I've left the keys for those assignments with Mr. Wappelhorst, so if you would like to check answers, just see him during class today, and he will check answers for you. Okay, let's get into today's lesson. Today we're going to be talking about multiplying binomials. First, let's talk about what a binomial is. A binomial is a polynomial that has two terms. Bi means two. So if we look at this problem down here, we have two binomials that we're multiplying together. One, two terms in the first one, and one, two terms in the second one. I'm going to be showing you two different methods for multiplying binomials, and I want you to try both of them, and then you can choose for the assignment whatever one that you're comfortable with. The first one is called the FOIL method. It's called FOIL for F stands for first, O stands for outer, I stands for inner, and L stands for last. That's the order that we do our multiplication in. It's like we're distributing two different times. So let's look at this problem together. 7x plus 2 times 5x plus 1. Before we start multiplying, remember that any variable that does not have an exponent, we need to put a 1 on it. So now let's multiply the first term in each set of parentheses. 7x times 5x. 7 times 5 is 35. X to the first times x to the first. We need to add our exponents together, gives us x squared. Now we're going to multiply the outer terms. So that would be the 7x and the 1. 7x times 1 just gives us 7x. Now we're going to multiply the inner terms. That would be 2 and 5x. So 2 times 5x gives us 10x. Now we're going to multiply the last terms. 2 times 1 gives us 2. Notice that in the middle here we have two like terms that we need to combine. 7x plus 10x is 17x, and we bring the rest of the answer down and we get 35x squared plus 17x plus 2. This cannot be simplified anymore because we do not have any more like terms. So that's the FOIL method. Now let me show you the box method. In the box method, we create a box and we put our first binomial across the top of the box, and we put our second binomial along the side of the box. Now we're just to find the product that goes in each square, we're just going to multiply what we find on the sides of that square. So we'll do 5x times 7x. Again, we need to remember to put the 1 on these x's. So 7x times 5x will give us 35x squared. 5x times 2 will give us 10x. And then for this square, 7x times 1 gives us 7x. And for our last square, 2 times 1 gives us 2. In the box, these two diagonal squares will always have your like terms. So we can add 10x and 7x to get 17x, and then bring the other squares down into our final answer. So 35x squared plus 17x plus 2. So let's go down and do examples with each method. Okay, I'll do foil examples on this side, and I'll do box examples on that side. Okay, so for the FOIL method, we're going to be multiplying. FOIL stands for first, so we'll multiply the first times the first. Don't forget the exponents on those x's. That's going to give us 6 times 3 is 18. X times x gives us x squared. Remember to add those exponents. Okay, now it's time for outer. 6x times negative 1 will give us negative 6x. Now it's time for inner. 5 times 3x will give us 15x. And now the last. 5 times negative 1 gives us negative 5. Combine like terms together, negative 6x and positive 15x gives us positive 9x. Bring down everything else. And that's our answer. All right, let's go over and do a box method example. First, let's look at the problem we're given. 3x plus 4 to the second power. Raising something to the second power or squaring it means to multiply it times itself. So what we're multiplying here is 3x plus 4 times 3x plus 4. So let's put our box out here. Because we have two terms in each binomial, we need a 2 by 2 box. We need a spot for each term along the top, and we need a spot for each term along the side. Okay, now I'm going to start multiplying. To get this square, I do 3x times 3x. That will give me 9x squared. To get this box, I do 3x times 4. 3 times 4 is 12, and then bring over the x. To get this box, I do 3x times 4, which again gives me 12x. To get this box, I do 4 times 4. That gives me 16. Now don't forget the like terms along the diagonal. 12x plus 12x gives me 24x. Then I bring down the 9x squared, and I bring down the 16. So there's an example of each. Let's do another example for the FOIL method. Putting a 1 on the variables that do not have exponents. First, y times y is y squared. Outer, y times 7 is 7y. Inner, 5 times y is 5y. Last, 5 times 7 is 35. Don't forget to add the like terms in the middle. 7y plus 5y is 12y. And then we bring everything else down into our answer. Okay, let's pause the video for a minute and have everyone try example 3 on your own using the FOIL method. Okay, take about 2 or 3 minutes and then turn the video back on and check your answer. Okay, let's see how you did. All right. First, x times x gives us x squared. Outer x times -9 gives us -9x. Inner 4 times x gives us 4x. And last, 4 times -9 gives us -36. Add like terms together. We get -5x. So x squared minus 5x minus 36. Okay, try another FOIL example on your own here. Be very careful that we have both a negative and a positive. So make sure that you're using the correct sign in your answer. Go ahead and give this one a try, and then turn the video back on to check your answer. Okay, let's see how you did. Put the 1 on your variables. Okay, so this time we're doing 2a times a. Well, we know we have to multiply the coefficients, so let's put a coefficient on this one. 2 times 1 is 2. A times a is a to the second. So that's first. Now let's go to outer. 2a times 8 gives us 16a. Inner, -1 times +1 is -1. Bring down the a. Last, -1 times +8 is -8. Combine like terms, 16a and -1a is 15a. And bring down the rest of your answer. Okay, let's do one more example of the FOIL method before we move on to the box. In this method, we have coefficients on both of the y's. So that's not really going to change anything, just means we're multiplying numbers that are a little bit bigger. First, 11 times 12 is 132. Y times y squared. Outer, 11y times 6, 66y. Inner, 9 times 12y, 84, sorry, not 84, 108y. Plus 108y. And last, 9 times 6 is 54. Combine like terms, 66y plus 108y gives us 174y. Bring down the 132y squared and the 54. Same process, just numbers that are a little bit bigger. Okay, let's look at the box method. So in the box method, we need a square to represent every term. So we have 2 terms in this one, so -2y plus 5. And we also have two terms in this one, 5y minus 3. Okay, 5y times negative 2y gives us negative 10y squared. 5y times 5 gives us 25y. Negative 2y times negative 3 gives us positive 6y. Negative 3 times 5 gives us negative 15. Remember that your like terms are on the diagonal. 6y plus 25y is 31y. Then we bring out the negative 10y squared. This is a positive 31y. And the minus 15 into our answer. Okay, let's have you all do one on your own. I'll help you set up the box. First of all, 4j minus 7 squared means we're multiplying 4j minus 7 times 4j minus 7. For j minus 7 or j minus 7. Okay, the box is set up for you. Go ahead and pause the video and take 2 or 3 minutes to give this one a try. Turn it back on and check your answer. All right, let's check. So 4 times 4 is 16. J times j is j to the second. 4j times negative 7 is negative 28j. Negative 7 times 4j is negative 28j. Negative 7 times negative 7 is positive 49. Combine like terms gives us negative 56j. Bring down 16j squared and positive 49. Okay, let's do another example together, and then I'll let you do the last one on your own. So set up the box. Again, we need a 2 by 2. So negative 12x plus 3 and 6x plus 1. Again, same process, just numbers that are a little bit bigger. 6 times negative 12, negative 72. X times x. Add your exponents, gives us x squared. 6x times 3 is 18x. Negative 12x times 1, negative 12x. 1 times 3 is 3. Add like terms. Negative 12x plus 18x is 6x. And bring the other terms into your answer. It's positive 6x and positive 3. Okay. Last problem. Go ahead and set up your box and multiply it together. Be careful because the exponents are different this time. Okay, so let's see how you did. Here's our box. 3x squared plus 4 across the top and 5x squared minus 2 along the bottom. 5 times 3 is 15. X squared times x squared is x to the 4th. 5x squared times 4, 20x squared. 3x squared times negative 2, negative 6x squared. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Add like terms. Negative 6x squared plus 20x squared gives us 14x squared. Then we bring out the 15x to the 4th and the minus 8. Okay, that's the end of today's lesson. Spend the remainder of the class working on the practice multiplying binomials that you find on the back of this page. And you may also use this time to have Mr. Wappelhorst check your answers for the 2 assignments that are due on Monday. Again, those 2 assignments that are due on Monday are practice classifying, adding, and subtracting polynomials, and multiplying a monomial by polynomials. Actually, those assignments are due on Tuesday when you come back from President's Day, and I will see you then.